Joining me in the studio is a young man that I've known for many years from the UK and had the opportunity to sing while he played. His gift on the keyboard has attracted millions of listeners on YouTube and inspired worship across the nations. Welcome, Tim Oladeru, aka Dappy Keys. How you doing, man?
I'm very well, thank you for having me.
Fancy seeing you here, right?
I can't believe it.
I'm telling you, neither I. Because, I mean, people will just look at us thinking, oh, there's a guest and a host, but we go all the way back to Manchester from the early days of river songs and you know, let me tell you the funniest thing, and please don't shoot me. I didn't even realize that you left the country to go to Canada.
Yeah, I did.
But you've been gone for 5 years.
Yes, I have.
I felt like I saw you just a few months ago.
No, you didn't.
Wow. No, now tell us, you're known around the world as Dappy T Keys.
Yes.
You have over 100,000 followers. I mean, you could start a war if you want, you know, on YouTube. I mean, I noticed recently YouTube actually sent you a plaque that they give to a select few. So where did it all start for you with the playing, or were you always wanting to build up millions of followers around the world on social media?
No, absolutely not. For me, the journey began way back in university. Remember, I would try to study. I love to play music while I study. And I remember in the middle of my study, I would start singing the song that was being played. So
now, this is university in Manchester.
Yeah, I studied in Bradford.
In Bradford, right.
Yeah, so then I thought, okay, I wanted something that would not distract me from studying. I just wanted some kind of piano, just playing in the background for myself. So I remember I'm just going to play something, I'm going to send it to my friends and see what they think. And my friend loved it. And I started doing that just for me. There was no goal of going on YouTube or anything. That was 2008. In 2011, I decided to go on YouTube. I was just doing covers, just covering different songs and different artists and the ones that I love and stuff for that. But nothing really changed. It was just like, you know, I would upload video, nobody would watch it. And you would have to beg people, go watch my videos. Now, I put a lot of hard work in this, and nobody would actually go say it.
Right.
But something happened in 2005 that I think led to all this.
Okay.
I said to God, because I had moved to Manchester in 2004 from Nigeria, and I said to God, why do I need to play the keyboard where there are millions of pianists out there that they can play so well, they inspire you to give up? They don't inspire you to play because they're so good. You'll be like, oh, when am I going to get there? And I said to God, so I had this question going on over my mind. And I remember spending time with God, and I remember saying to God, if I must play at all, then I must play like David played, and something would happen in people's life. I'm not just going to play and then somebody will have a good time, but something must happen, some kind of transformation. And that's when God led me to 1 Samuel 16:23. Right. And so from that day, playing the keyboard became a ministry to me, became a calling. It's not just, hey, this guy is good on the keys, he plays on the keys. And that's what led me to this journey on YouTube, to start putting stuff out there. Up until last year, I still had less than 50,000 subscribers.
Oh, he says 50,000 subscribers. I mean, most of us got like 5 people. I just had 50,000 subscribers, you know.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so there was a tipping point where they just blew up.
2015, I was at a prayer meeting in my church in Canada, and I remember saying that I was at that point where I was.
No, I'm sorry, your church is not in Canada. Your church is with us in the UK. All right.
My other church.
All right. So you're just visitor there, okay?
So my other church in Canada, I remember sitting on the keyboard, just playing some background music for people to pray, and God said some word to me. Because I was at that point, I wasn't sure what to do next. I was like, what can I do next to reach more people? Because that was my heart desire, to reach more people across the world. And God said to me, don't try to do complicated things through your music. Keep it simple. And I will, through your simplicity, draw men to myself.
Wow.
That unlocked something in me. The next time I was in the studio to record, I did a 1-hour session, just me and God worshiping. Wow. Nothing else. And that was the video I put up. And that's the video that has over 6 million views today.
Good grief.
That's what took the YouTube off. And from then, it just became something that people long to be with and to listen to, and it's just been a blessing.
So now, the other part of your life, you're an engineer.
Yes.
By training. You work as an engineer.
Yes, I do.
Yet you have this thing going on.
Yes,
For you, where was the journey of faith in your engineering? Because we know you for playing, but in your engineering, was there anything of God in that?
Absolutely. I grew up taking things apart. that was all I did. When everybody's watching TV, I would be putting things apart. I had the desire to know how things work, and I just want to know why. So I had those questions in my mind. So when I moved to the UK and the opportunity presents itself, I thought it would be a good time to go study engineering. But even though I knew that, I love music, I want to do that. But one thing I've always told God is I want to be able to be a good engineer as well as a good pianist.
Right.
So those were two different things, but to me, it serves a purpose in God's agenda for my life. Obviously, after I finished university in the UK, 2011, I took a plunge to move to Canada.
Yes.
And that was a crazy one. Things got tough, and that was faith all by itself.
Wow.
It was faith all by itself.
Now, our time has run out, but we could talk so much more. But I just wonder if you hear many stories and many testimonies. Is there one that rings in your mind each time that you think, oh my goodness, this is why I've been gifted with this blessing of playing keyboards?
There was a lady that sent me an email saying that our daughter's baby was prematurely born for 8 weeks. All they did was wrap their arms around the baby and just play my music.
Wow.
That's all they did, and the baby survived. The baby is alive and healthy. Sent me pictures of the baby. And to me, it makes what I do. There were countless of them. A lady sent me an email last week about her autistic child. That all that keeps him calm is my music.
Yeah.
So it's incredible, bro.
I could testify to that because I just turned on your music and I was like, whoa, I feel it. So thank you so much, Dappy, and come back to London. Forget those Canadians. Come back to London.
What about you come to Canada, though?
Well, good.